There is not a video on YouTube or the internet about pregnancy announcements that I haven't watched. Most of them I've watched a number of times, more than I would like to admit. Because when we were struggling with infertility and trying to conceive, those videos gave me hope, and sometimes they made me really sad and really jealous because I also wanted to experience those moments, but I've watched all of them. So, as you can imagine, when you struggle with infertility for quite a few years, over the years you kind of get all of the ideas about if you ever get pregnant, or once you know, like, how are you going to tell your husband? And I had all these elaborate ideas, well, not elaborate, but it's like just special ideas. And how am I going to tell my parents? How am I going to tell his dad and his family? And what about friends and colleagues and people from church and people who've been praying for us? Like, how are we going to do the big reveal? And I would just like to say, and I don't mean to cry, so don't cry, but all of the plans that I made over the past few years, nothing could come close to the way it actually played out. I wouldn't have had it any other way. You know, when you're trying to get pregnant, you think, okay, if it works this month, that means that I will know by the time it's my husband's birthday and I can give him the biggest birthday present ever. Or, okay, so if we find out now, that means that we'll know by Christmas and we can do a big reveal there. And like, kind of your mind does this. You know what I'm talking about if you are trying to get pregnant at the moment, or if you're struggling with infertility. Our mind does these things. And it's just about having hope and dreaming about the future and being excited about all of the possibilities. So first of all, it worked out so well because it was the holidays, we were at home, it was between Christmas and New Year's, it was the 29th of December. So Francois was at home, he was doing gardening, I was organizing things in the house, and when I got the positive test, and I just ran out and said, I did a test and it was positive. It was positive, like that. That's what I did. And Francois went, what? What do you say? What? It can't be. And I said, really? I did a test. I just did a test and it was positive. And I was literally doing this. I was like hyperventilating. And I just ran out and we were standing in the hallway and we were hugging. But I know that he was kind of really reserved because he didn't want to kind of go all out and be, what? Finally? Because he hadn't even seen the test yet. And then even when I showed it to him, he was like, I don't really see the second line. I believe you that it's there, but I just want to make sure. You'll see that in the videos as well, which is understandable. And also, if you've been struggling with infertility for such a long time, you really want that moment to be really it. You don't want to kind of have a false hope or let anything be what it's not. So, but no, I knew, as I explained when I saw that second line, I knew. So we were jumping up and down. I got to pull him close and hug him and say, we did it, finally we're pregnant. Finally, after all of these years, I can't believe it, and do all of that. There was a kind of a moment just before I ran out where I thought, should I grab the camera? Should I grab my phone? But that's also what I wanted to say in this video is when big life moments like that happen, I feel like you spoil it if you want to make a video. Also, we're Afrikaans, so we were speaking Afrikaans, and then to do all of that in English so that we could put it on YouTube, it's not really cool. Yeah, because I feel you almost make the moment cheap, because we're not doing this for views or I mean to get subscribers or anything. The moment was just so special and so big and so huge that I didn't record it. Once we kind of calmed down, It was just a few minutes after that, but then I said we need to capture this, because also I wanted to remember that initial emotions, those emotions and those feelings and things, and actually I was still in tears, and yeah, so that's when we made the announcement video, just like after we celebrated, but it took quite a few hours for it to sink in. So that is how I told Fransja. I find it very, I don't know what the word is, it's not ironic, but I find it very significant, I think that's the word, that all of this happened in this house, in that bathroom, where we struggled and suffered and had to go through a lot of disappointment. It's almost like we are claiming the territory back for ourselves and for our happiness, and there's something about experiencing all of that in the same physical space that kind of feels like a victory, a mental victory and an emotional victory. Just surviving all of that and getting to experience the joy in the same place where you experienced a lot of heartache. So I had quite a few ideas about how I would tell people, but even though this pregnancy was planned, which is the understatement of the year, because that's all I've been talking about for the past 5 years, but even though it was planned, somehow it also came as a surprise, because we were just so ready for it to be a no again and to be disappointed. And if you watched our pregnancy announcement video and our video about how we found out that we were pregnant and how we confirmed it by doing the blood test, you'll know that it kind of also somehow came out of nowhere. I know that sounds really strange, but that is really the way it happened. We for sure thought that it was just going to be a no again. We were preparing to do IVF, so we were just waiting for the first day of my cycle. We already have all of the injections, and we were just waiting to start with the injections. That was like the next step, and then we got a positive pregnancy test. Okay, then, so how did I tell my parents? Well, that evening, right after I got the positive test, I phoned my mom and we did the digital test, and I phoned her again. I actually woke her up at 11 o'clock or 11:30 at night to phone her to also give her the results of the digital pregnancy test. And then the next day, as I said in the previous video, we wanted to go do a blood test, but everything was closed. But we were already celebrating, and we just knew it was positive, because also with the digital test. So my parents came through and we went out for lunch, and my mom brought me flowers, and it was the most amazing day, because it was the holidays. We went out to lunch. Like I said, it was unbelievable. My mom even bought me some baby clothes that she kind of collected over a period of time, and I was just crying when I was opening it, because those are the moments that you dream about, being able to tell your parents and being able to just make them proud and give them grandchildren. So I could speak forever and ever and ever on how amazing and wonderful and out of this world my parents' reaction was, and how supportive they are, and how excited they are, and I'm so excited to be able to share this journey with them. My mom is amazing, and I love you, Mom. And then the next day, after we did the blood test, we told Fransja's family. It was better than I could ever have hoped for, because with his dad, we decided to just tell him to go over to his house, and to just, when he sat down, I just said, we are here to share the good news with you. I'm pregnant. And it was absolutely, you can't really explain those moments. And like I said, with big moments like that, it's too hard to get a camera, and then everyone will be suspicious. And like I said, I dreamed about doing these reveals for such a long time, but when it came to actually doing them, I wanted the moment for myself and for ourselves. and it was absolutely amazing. We went over to his brother's house, his brother and his wife and their little son, who is now about 9 months old, and I just made him a little bib which said, "My dad is going to become an uncle." And I will never ever forget their faces when they looked at it and looked up and said, "What?" and then clicked that I was pregnant. And that was awesome because we were on our way to a New Year's Eve party with a family of my sister-in-law, and it was absolutely amazing because we left the bib on and we told people there. And then also at the New Year's Eve party, those of you who were there who are watching this now will know that almost the entire evening I was on the phone. Because I just phoned everyone. I phoned all of the people who've been praying for us, my dear friends, my family, and it was amazing. Not only to finally be able to say the words, "Guess what? I'm pregnant," but also just their reactions and just everyone's joy and just being there alongside with us is absolutely priceless. So at the end of the video, I will add some photos of how I told people. I only have 2 or 3. Also, my brother and his girlfriend came over and I made him a shirt that said, "You can call me uncle, noem my sommer oom." And at first they were kind of skeptical, not really sure what I'm trying to say, and then I said, "You're going to become an uncle." And it was amazing. It was such a wonderful moment, and I'm just so happy that everyone is so happy. And yeah, please keep on keeping us in your prayers that we will have a healthy pregnancy and that I will be healthy and all of the good, wonderful things. So that's it. After all of the years of planning of how I'm finally going to tell people when I get the good news, I just told them and I didn't film it, and it was amazing. I wouldn't want it any other way. Like I said, even after all of the years of planning, I couldn't have planned it better myself for all of this to fall on New Year's Eve. And then on the 2nd of January, it was my birthday, and it was the first New Year's and my birthday where I was pregnant. So it was absolutely amazing. I'm so glad that I did it that way, because right after I told everyone, I started feeling really tired. Even now, my eyelids feel very heavy. But yeah, so I'm really happy that I did it while I was very excited, because now, even though I'm still super stoked, the initial excitement has started to wear off. Not that the being grateful, the gratefulness will ever wear off, but I'm so happy that I share things in the moment, because that's the way Franz and I live. We live in the moment, and yeah, so it's just wonderful being able to share all of this and that everyone is so positive. So that's the story of how we told everyone, and of course how we told you. Well, we made a little video. Go over and watch that if you haven't watched that yet, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
He is there in every storm. He is there in the sunshine's warmth. He is there for the rise to fall to rise. For his love will surround me.
The next is a gangster check.
Yo, hashtag Astrid. Das sind jetzt die Kleins.
For his love will surround
Wat is 'n verjaarsdag?
Dat zijn voor Annelien Tweegesteen. Ja, zo.
Ons net ietsie kleins, nou niks major nie. Wessel, jy gaan oom word.
Ja, ek is swanger. Ek het dit 12 gedink, ek soos, is dit nou, ek gaan julle aanneem, of wat het nou?
Ek is soos, moet dit wees. Maar ek wil nie vra nie, maar dit is.
My keel, dan gaan ek jou anyway.
Gee dit anyone my.